Good evening, I'm Colgan, and you're welcome to this week's edition of the Business and Enterprise Show on Ireland's only web-based TV programme. My guest tonight is Eugene Lynch of Breffni Balloons and Wedding Services, but tonight he's actually here as a spokesman for Elite Weddings Ireland, which are organising a wedding fair in the Slieve Russell Hotel this Sunday. Eugene, you're very welcome to the programme.
Thank you very much, Colm. Pleasure to be here.
Where do we start? I suppose we start off with Elite Weddings Ireland. It's not a company, it's not a business as such, it's an amalgamation, a loose amalgamation, am I right?
Yeah, to a certain extent you're right in that. It is a coming together of a group of professional and experienced business people who have quite a number of services which they can offer to the wedding markets, so to speak. Each and every one of our members have many years experience dealing with weddings and providing services from musical entertainment in the church to the bands and the wedding venue to photography, makeup, beauty, all the clothing from the guys, the girls and the mothers of the bride, etc., and flowers and ourselves with stationery, etc. So there's been many years like ourselves. We are 20 years in business, and I think probably between all of the providers is probably running up close on 200 years of known experience between all of those people. So we decided as a group to try and get together. We see that many people are leaving from our area to go and get services elsewhere, partly because they don't know what's available on their own doorstep, and partly because they have a feeling that they may get value through intranets or through whatever form it is, and going to Dublin and seeing something else elsewhere. And what we decided, well, let's work with each other as a group, I suppose embracing the idea of the Horace Plunkett cooperative movements of many years ago. Let's come together as a group of professionals, and it's not just people who have started yesterday or whatever. And let's get together, let's bring together our services, let's offer them as a collective package to bring value to people and show them that what they require for the day is available here in Cavan. It is available on their own doorstep, and we can help them work their way through. We all have many years experience dealing with the brides and dealing with the grooms and providing the services and seeing changes as the years went by. And we've brought those changes through, and we go to international trade fairs and shows and various things like that.
So when you say we've gone, has Eugene Lynch gone as in researching your own business, or collectively has the group gone?
Individually we've all done our own research with regard to what we've all done and how we've done it.
So how does it work? I'm getting married the others I'm getting married tomorrow.
Very
it's
good.
A bit late.
But
if I'm getting married next year, and I said, right, if I go to you and said, right, I hear you, Breffni Balloons and Wedding Services do the best stationery that there is, and you're doing my stationery, do you then introduce me to the other members of the organisation or the grouping, or do you arrange to have it all done through the group?
Okay,
what way does it work?
Predominantly what we would do is then we would introduce you to the other members that within the group. But there is the added incentive, like at the moment, you probably would have heard that we're running a €10,000 prize.
No, we haven't, but we'll certainly come back to that in great detail. Once I heard 10,000, my ears picked up.
Yes, of course, and that's the whole idea. We want to bring value, but yes, we
are. I realised that I could get divorced and remarried and still have change left out of the 10,000.
Absolutely.
So that's why I was interested.
Yes, the 10,000 is a very attractive package for people. So effectively, you come along and you book some of our services, whatever ones it might be, or a couple of them together, because we can offer an amalgamation of services. And we will introduce you to some of the others. You will get an entry into the draw, and then if you go to one of the other providers, be it the photographer, be it the bands, be it the video, be it the flowers, whatever it might be, and you like what they have to offer and you feel you're getting value for it, you book with them, you'll get another entry into the draw. So the more of the providers that you work with, the more entries you will have into the draw, which will take place on Easter Sunday of next year, for effectively €10,000 worth of actual services, which will be provided by all the members of the actual group itself. So wherever your venue happens to be, or wherever the event is, we will provide these services to that, and that's from car hires, etc., whatever it might be. But we all know each other very well. We have all worked with each other in the past. So we are all quite comfortable in recommending each other. Like, there is no members of the group that we have only met in the last week or anything like that. You know, a number of the service providers have actually done work at my own wedding, which was in 1995. So they were in existence and professional then, and are still in existence and professional today.
And the marriage is
And
still
the
going.
marriage is still
And
going.
so it worked.
So I believe, anyway. It has worked, yeah. So they've done well. But, you know, just making the point that they've been around a long time,
Yeah.
they're good at what they do, and we each can stand over what each other is offering. And we're all comfortable with each other's services. So that, I think, is an important part. So we can, you know, reinforce that with the potential brides, that we're not saying, well, yeah, I think he does this and I think he does that. We all know what each other does.
And again, in this group, what shall I call it? A group, organisation, a cartel, a co-op,
It's Elite Weddings Ireland.
Yeah.
Effectively is what
We
we're
call
saying.
it
Elite Weddings Ireland, yeah. It's on Facebook is where you will find us predominantly. Yeah.
there's only one supplier of each particular product
Correct.
in the grouping. Not unlike a B&I setup.
Nothing like a BNI setup, yes. And actually some of our members within the group are involved in the BNI movement, so they are. So it is similar in that respect, that it is a networking group, and we network for each other and help each other out, and we're all tried and tested, yes.
Now, who are some of the members? Who are all of the members?
Who are all the
Yes,
members? Yeah, absolutely. Well, effectively, predominantly all the members are people who are currently supplying services in the area, such as ourselves, Breffni Wedding Services, Breffni Balloons, been around since the 90s, wedding stationery, candles, balloons, all various accessories like guest registers and ring cushions, etc. Finbar Donohoe on photography, been many, many years involved in the business doing photography professionally. He's a studio here in town, and he's also doing the videography as well. We then would have the likes of Eamon Fitzpatrick. Eamon Fitzpatrick would be an entertainment man, been many, many years in the business as well, and he is promoting a number of wedding bands such as the well-known and well-established Lightning Strikes, the Fuzzy Burgers, Inside Out, and he's also involved with Paul Malone. And all of these acts will be available to be seen on Sunday in the Slave Russell Hotel. John Hoyne, who runs Bouquets of Banquets, he is based in Belturbet. John, again, many, many years in the business, floral displays and wedding cakes, who is an excellent and qualified professional person, has a shop in Belturbet and is fully committed to the operation. Stevie D, who you mentioned earlier on as well. Stevie is the wedding DJ and travels the length and breadth of the country, providing the DJ services for the after part of the wedding, or maybe for the event on the following day, because that's become a very popular thing as well, to have an after day and the barbecue wherever it might be, and have the DJ there on the day as well. So that's another one of our members. You're also looking at Chauffeurs Ireland. We're looking there with a man who has probably in the region of 25, 30 vehicles, including a wedding bus, and he will be there on the day. Michael Kelly is his name. Michael is probably 25 years servicing the chauffeurs industry here in Ireland. So we're delighted to have him on board, and he's a very, very beneficial member of the group. Serenity in Virginia, bridal wear, bridal hire. Again, many, many years working in Virginia, the shop and full premises there for people to go in and see the modern bridal gowns. She travels, Margaret travels all over to see and understand what's going on in the international scene, and bring the international ideas from the various fashion shows around the world and bring them to Cavan and have them available for the brides to be. So that she would also provide the bridesmaids' dresses and all the various accessories, like tiaras, etc., and shoes and so on and so forth. Then moving on from that, we have DT1 here in Cavan.
It was a lot easier job than the brides.
Absolutely, a much easier job. But at the same time, you know, it may not be the guy that is too worried what he's wearing. It may be the bride who says, I don't want you wearing such and such, and I want you in this and that and the other. And the guy stands there and says, oh, okay, fair enough, you know what I mean? But
I might as well get used to it.
Might as well get used to it, you know, this is what I'm hanging myself for. So David and Tommy, in fairness to them, they have their unit here in the town centre, up at the back of Dunn Stores. And they have been years doing this type of thing. And again, Tommy was abroad there recently at a particular show and looking at what's new in the world of fashion, bringing it and having it available in the area, and they can make the alterations and provide everything that is required on the actual day itself. So good quality suppliers there in that respect. Then after that, we'd be looking at music with Cavan Donohoe for the church. And you probably know of Martin Donohoe, the famous Cavan man. Well, Martin's son and family members are involved in the church music. So there's a lot of history there.
I knew Martin was involved, but knowing he's kind of a Kyoto tourist man, I was trying to figure out, although we all love a bit of Irish music, I couldn't figure out the wedding band, but I never thought of the church music.
The church music predominantly is where they would be fitting in. They also fit in on another occasion. I'll speak about that in a moment as well. But Cavan would be a harpist and is a champion harp player and harpist, and he would provide beautiful music and so on in the church, and then they can organise the singing elements of it and so on and so forth as well. And then if you do require, like say at the hotel, when you arrive in a hotel, maybe a little bit of traditional music going as people are having the tea and coffee or the champagne on arrival or whatever it is, which is quite a popular thing to do. But you kind of have a combination of a number of different instruments there, from the concertinas, the accordions, the harp and so on and so forth, and the flute, etc., etc. So there's two aspects there to their particular service offering. So then on the decor within the actual room itself, there's a very well established husband and wife team in Damien and Leanne, who run a business called Completely Covered. We would regularly see them in the hotels here, from the Sleeve Russell on a very regular basis, and the Cavan Crystal and the Kilmore and so on and so forth, all of these venues. And so it's all the chair covering, special drapes to put on the table, the backdrops that you would have there, maybe with the fairy lights. But they have a lot of other things that they will add in, such as like sweet carts and various other aspects that they can bring to the day, depending on the budget that a particular bride might have. They are full-time operators on that, and they travel Belfast, the Donegal, down here, Cavan, Monaghan, all over. And they would do that type of draping and background coverings for other events outside of the wedding arena as well. So the corporate events where they will get heavily involved in that in the hotels like the Europa and Belfast and places, so on and so forth. So very, very experienced, very well qualified, and everything is tailored to whatever your budget is, to whatever style you require, whatever colouring. And they bring in the uplighters and the mood lighting and all of that, and fit all that and program it in so it's a change and so on and so forth. So they have a lot of experience.
Weddings are a lot more complicated
than
in my day. That's
absolutely, and even in my day, and you know what I mean, all those couple of years back, so yeah, they are. Then on the bride, I suppose one of the pretty demanding things is for the makeup and the beauty aspect of it, and we're very privileged and very lucky to have a wonderful girl, Claire Cooney, with us. Claire is up towards Bailieborough, and she will travel out and meet with the bride and go through what is required.
I know us Bailieborough get involved.
Exactly, yes, no harm in that at all. But she will travel around and go to the house and be there in the morning and help them and get everything prepared and get everything ready for them, and get the bridesmaids and the bride, whatever it might be. But ahead of that, you will meet up and have a consultation and examine what is going to be required and have it all prepared on the day, so as to ensure the beauty of the bride for the photographer to pick up and for the hubby to be happy with, etc. So it all blends pretty well.
And this is all going to come together at the wedding fair in the Sleeve Russell Hotel, which we'll come back to after this short break.